My name is Will, and welcome back to Switched On Teachers. In this episode, I will be exploring how to use the classroom device management app, Classroom. Classroom is an app developed by Apple to help educators monitor their students and make sure that they are completing the work set for them. Before I start talking about the app itself, I just want to give a little bit of background information about me. I was part of the first group of students in high school to receive school laptops. I witnessed firsthand what is possible if teachers are not on top of their students' device usage, as we were always 2 steps ahead of the teachers. Despite software in place to prevent the use of games and unapproved websites, we found ways around this to watch movies and play games during class time. Our teachers were either unaware or had admitted defeat against the technology. It is naive to think that all students will be angels with their technology, and if it is used incorrectly, it can prove to be an enormous distraction in the classroom. That is why I see Classroom as an incredibly important app for teachers to be proactive and steer their students towards using their iPads as educational enrichment tools instead. One more quick note before I start talking about the features. Part of why I am making these videos is because it is often difficult to find good educational apps on the App Store. As an example, this app has a rating of just 2 stars on the App Store. This is because students are review bombing it to complain about their freedom being taken away from them at school. I think that teachers need to take some time to trial the apps themselves to see how effective they are, as these apps are not trying to win the students' approval. Classroom uses Bluetooth to monitor student iPads when they are within the boundary of the classroom. It is absolutely crucial that all students have Bluetooth on at all times within the classroom. The benefit of using Bluetooth is that the teacher is able to monitor students while they are in the room, but are unable to access or view anything once they leave the classroom. This is an important point to emphasize with parents and students who are worried about privacy concerns. The teacher is not able to see what the students are doing at home or anything invasive like that. It is solely for use in the classroom. Setting up the class is very simple. Once the class has been named and it's been assigned a color, you will see a code on the screen. Once this has been set up, the students need to click on their settings app on their iPads. In the menu, they will see a new tab for Classroom. The students will click on their class and enter the 4-digit number from the teacher's iPad. A dialog box will now pop up for the students to enter their name. Make sure there is no funny business here, as it is difficult to change once it's been set. After this is complete, the students will pop up on the teacher's iPad. Once everyone is inside the class, it is saved and ready to operate. This whole process will only take about 20 minutes if completed in an organized fashion, with the students lining up in front of the teacher. Classroom allows teachers to set up multiple classes, which would be very useful for secondary teachers, or if you are taking an extracurricular group such as the SRC. Once this process is complete, the students may have to give initial permission for the teacher to view and open apps on their iPad. The teacher must make this clear from the beginning that this is non-negotiable. I would recommend establishing an iPad contract that is sent home for parents to see, and rules that are displayed around the classroom to remind students of what they must do in order to use their devices, such as always having their Bluetooth on and lapse or home position when the teacher is talking. This makes sure that the teacher's authority is not undermined. Take a hardline approach here. At school, this is an educational device and there is no reason why games or unauthorized apps should be used. I'll now run through all the features available to the teacher. Once in the class screen, there are a series of icons along the top. These icons will affect all students' iPads. For individuals, you just need to hit their name and you will be able to do the same actions for just their iPad. The first icon allows you to launch the same app for every student in the room at the same time. This removes the wasted time of students looking for apps, as they often have incredibly disorganized home screens. An amazing feature that comes along with this is the ability to lock students into the chosen app. While this would not work for research tasks requiring multiple apps, for apps like Toontastic or a GarageBand music lesson, this would prevent students from navigating away from the chosen app, removing distractions. Next, we have the Navigate icon. This allows the teacher to take all students to a chosen website in Safari. Personally, I usually use a different browser, but if you find a website that you will base a lesson around, you can skip the slow process of students attempting to Google it or type in the URL, getting everyone on the same page in seconds. To use this function, you must use Safari to find the website and add it to bookmarks, as it uses the bookmarks for its list of websites. The next icon is lock. If used at the top of the screen, this would lock every single iPad and prevent their use until the lock is lifted. This could be used if the teacher wants the class's attention or if everyone should be in lap or home position. Alternatively, this can be used for individual students who are doing the wrong thing, to lock their screen as part of a behavior management strategy. The next icon is mute, and will immediately mute all the iPads in the room. Next up we have screens, and it is incredible. You can see a small image of every single student's iPad on your screen, which makes it very easy to monitor the whole class at once. You can also click on an individual student's screen to see a large live video of what they are doing. This is fantastic for keeping tabs on the students. From previous use, I believe there is usually a blue bar that appears at the top of the student's screen to show that the teacher is watching, but this did not seem to happen for me. This may be due to the red icon from recording my screen or a setting that I couldn't find. The add icon adds new students, and the final icon lets you create small groups, which would be very useful if doing class rotations or reading groups. In these groups, you can use the same controls on a smaller scale, such as opening apps or locking iPads for only a few students. Once your lesson is complete, if you press End Class in the top left, it will provide the teacher with an amazing list that shows all the apps that the class had been using and how long was spent in each. It even categorizes them according to the apps used, to easily allow the teacher to find students who had been doing the wrong thing during class. This could be used to give students warnings if they had used other apps for extended periods of time, or in extreme cases, you could even take a screenshot of the usage using the lock and home button at once. This could potentially be used as evidence in a parent-teacher meeting, or in circumstances where the parent believes the student over the teacher. This app should be mandatory for every classroom that has an iPad program in place. It has the potential to remove a lot of the pain of using devices, but it really needs to be implemented at the beginning of the year to set clear expectations for device usage and communicate with parents, to make it clear to them that this is not invasive and is part of an effective technology strategy. Talk to them about what the app can do and keep them in the loop, and they will be more understanding than if the student goes home and says, "My teacher is spying on me." I will be doing another short follow-up video to talk about parental controls on the iPads, as parents themselves can prevent many of the issues that could arise with inappropriate apps. I hope that you learned something new from this video and will implement this app into your everyday classroom practice. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe and share this video with some of your other teacher friends to spread the word. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.